Hey everyone, this is Ken, and today we're going to be doing a show around of the all and everything system. Now check it out, this is actually a massive advanced storage system that sorts out every single item in Minecraft and has a ton of cool features that are also added to the system. Now believe it or not, I'm actually designing this on the PS4 for the simple fact I want to prove a point that you could really design this in any system. So check it out. Let me show you how I actually display the whole system. As you can see, there's actually chests aligned from the side to side, and on top of it is the item holding the chest itself. Now I know a lot of people like to use item frames, which is not a problem, but I felt you seeing the actual item itself, the raw item, kind of brings a different feel to it. I mean, I haven't seen no one actually do that, and I wanted to bring something new to the table. You know what I mean? And I like it. I mean, it really gives a nice feel to it. I mean, I do use item frames for certain items that you just can't really display right. So check this out. Another cool feature I added to this was an industrial furnace system. Now, this is just not no one simple furnace system. We're talking about over 30 furnaces that work in perfect sync and are completely reliable. Now, we do have a drop-off station here where you can drop off your items. I will get in more detail about that later. As you can see, it will be sorted out to the entire system. But another cool feature is this automatic brewing station. Now, I do have a tutorial on the design, and I incorporated within the whole sorting system as well. So let's begin. Once you activate that switch, you're going to notice that the brewing stand is going to fill up with bottles of water. See that? Now the great thing is you can really make your own potions. So it gives you the option to make any kind of potion that you want. Now you notice I just hit that lever and we notice that the netherracks just started processing right away. Now we're going to use some spider eye because I want to make the potion of poison. Now that spider eye is going to be located right on top of the hopper until the netherrack is fully processed. But you notice how quick that was. I mean, it literally 6 seconds. Which is great. Now let's check this out. Once you take the bottles out and they're all finished, you have two options. You'll notice that the bottles got automatically replaced with a fresh new batch of water bottles. Which is great if you really want to make more potions. But if you don't, just activate that switch. And what's going to happen is once you take out the bottles, nothing else is going to happen. So that basically controls whether you want to make more potions or not. Now check this out. This is the basic storage system, and I try to use as little redstone as possible. Now we're talking about over 6 chests that you can store, and that's easy. Over 25,000 items per unit. Now this water flow system that you have here, I actually got this idea from a YouTuber called JL2579. He did a really advanced storage system, but I felt it was slightly complicated. And what he designed was that once items hit those two ender chests, and you have this fence over here, it will actually flow between the block and the ice, and it will actually be processed through those hoppers. So any items going through there will get sucked into the hoppers if it belongs to there. Now what we have here is an overflow protection system, which only gives a maximum signal of 3 redstone. And once that maximum signal is hit, the light will go off, the repeater will be activated, turning off that switch, will turn off that torch, which is controlling that hopper. See? It's pretty basic. And it's actually not that complicated. And as you see, the items will be sorted down all the way down to the bottom. And once it starts getting filled up, it'll go from one chest to the other and so forth and so on. Now the cool thing is once it hits the max peak, right, it won't interfere with any of the other sorting units right next to it. Because it does have that built-in overflow protection system. Now check this out. This is the industrial furnace, which is also cool. You put your items on top to cook, you got your coal there, and your reset button. That reset button is in case items doesn't get fully processed and you just want all your items to be flushed out, which is great. Very efficient. I also have a tutorial on that as well if you guys are interested. I will be putting a link on the description about all of this. Now check this out. We do have these item elevators right behind it because you want the finished product to also be processed within the whole sorting system. Now right next to the brewing station, I incorporated a smaller version. Now this is a 15 furnace system, which is half the size of the other one, but I felt right over here would be perfect. Alright, so back to the drop-off station. Now, to be a little more in depth of what I meant, you notice there's 4 large chests. The reason for that is because I also have double item elevators per chest. Because the point is, we do want this to be fast, and I think having items transported twice as fast is even greater. And the cool thing is, I notice when items get shot into the, towards the ender chest, it still works the same way. What's going to happen is the items are going to get shot towards this ender chest, and it's kind of going to be stuck between the middle of the ice and the block itself, allowing the hoppers to actually process any materials that pass over. Now, this first section here is the brewing station. So the cool thing is that will always be sorted out automatically, so you really don't have to do nothing. And you could make as many potions as you want. Now you can tell inside I have it all set up and programmed a certain way so that the item that doesn't belong there passes over will just keep on going. Now you're probably wondering what this ender chest is here for anyway. That's for the 15 furnace system that's right below, because if that gets processed or used, it's also going to be automatically put in the system. So let me show you how this works. It's actually going to flow all around the entire system very easily. Now once we get to this section, you're probably wondering what the hopper is about. Now I actually created a small, real small item elevator, about 2 hoppers wide, well 2 blocks high, for the simple fact that I want this dropper to always shoot towards those ender chests. 1, because it's very efficient, and 2, I don't want to, I'm trying to avoid as much lag as possible. Because I've noticed that when items travel for a long distance, they tend to act a little funny, and you might lose 1 or 2 for no reason. I mean, this is great. I mean, the water flows right towards it, but you always need water to actually hit, or you need some kind of item to shoot it towards that ender chest. Otherwise, if it doesn't, it's just going to keep on going right on top of the ice and completely bypass the hoppers, which you don't want. Now, this is a funny story over here. I actually have a whole section here that's completely empty. And that's why I didn't actually put the ender chest on the bottom right there, because I know that Minecraft is always doing updates. I mean, that's just a given. And plus the amount of mods you have, I mean, shit. I mean, there's this endless amount of mods you can actually add to the system, and tons of items. So I actually added about 120 item sections that you actually program yourself, either for future updates or, I mean, you just have that available storage for whatever you want to use it for. And that's great. And the cool thing is, I mean, designing this on the PS4, I didn't even have no issues. I mean, the entire system worked flawlessly, and the redstone, I mean, it's not that much. I mean, you probably notice the one on top, but that's as much redstone as you're really using. So those are actually pretty cool. I mean, it flowed very flawlessly. I wanted to make something simple, because I feel, in my opinion, less is more. So check this out. Now, if you have over here, you're going to notice that there's actually just a straight drop. Now, this is for items that just, for one reason or another, just did not go through the system and decided not to break processed. It will go right there. And the cool thing is, it's right next to the drop-off station. So if you really want to, you can just take those items out and put it back in the system. Now, I made 4 sections. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, in the first section here is that place I was talking about, where you could actually add and program different items that are not in the system, mods you want to add on, or even updates that Minecraft will eventually make. And the great thing about it, I actually have tutorials of every aspect of this build. So I will be adding that on the link below, and a full description of all the features that this build has. Anyway guys, I want to thank everybody for watching. If you could please leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you.